Right, so here we are, taking on the massive challenge of walking the Grantham Canal all the way from Nottingham to Grantham. Starts by the side of the city ground on the River Trent, and it makes its way through the Vale of Belvoir, eventually arriving in Grantham, hopefully on Sunday. It's Friday night. Going to walk about 6 or 7 miles and then look for a wild camp. Rain's pretty horrible, but we'll get there. And hopefully it'll dry out in the next hour or so. Forecast looks a bit better. Tomorrow, not quite sure what's happening, but see how far we can get. Right, see you in a bit. After a few hundred yards, the Grantham Canal suddenly stops. Literally, they filled in the canal and then built the Lady Bay Bridge Junction. So a bit of road walking now, and then back onto by the side of the canal in about another 500 yards or so. First of the scenic views along the Grantham Canal. We're now approaching Gamston. We're going to see if we can find a pub not too far away for a bit of a break. As you can see, Snacks is busy earning his trail name.
Sounds right.
Last night's pitch all packed away, and we've left no trace. Heading onwards. Good morning. Well, it's day 2. We're on about 8 miles in on the Grantham Canal. Rained on and off throughout most of the night. Still had a very good night's sleep. And this morning the sun's come out. It's quite warm, down to t-shirts and shorts, so pretty good. Just gone past Cockgrave and heading along. It's very nice today. Just passing under the old A46 bridge. You can see the signs of you can see the remains of the old lock that was here. According to the guide, it was the biggest of the locks in this area. Over 10 miles in now. Yeah, it's going good. The weather's turned out to be quite nice. It hasn't rained yet, well, thank goodness, but it's pretty good. Keeps threatening, but yeah, so far. As you can see, the canal is virtually non-existent. All you've got is the remnants of the the furrow that makes up what was once the canal bed. Once we get back towards Canalton, I think the canal turns back into a proper waterway. Just passed through the village of Hickling, stopped off at the Plough-In for a pint of black sheep, and then we headed over to the cafe, the Wharf Cafe, had a slice of cake and a cup of tea, and now we're carrying on our journey along the Grantham Canal. Done about a third of the journey so far. Well, we've had a right mixed bag today. Hot sunshine, thunderstorms, that went on for quite a while. We got pretty soaked, full waterproofs on, but so not too bad. Yeah, pace has slowed down quite a lot. My ankle's now beginning to hurt quite a bit after my injury back in June, but it's held up pretty well overall, so can't complain too much. So it's approaching Red Mile. So not too far from tonight's camp. If I remember, I'll give another update, but yeah, it's rather pleasant. Just passing the 23 mile from the Trent marker. That means we've got a little over 10 miles to go to the end. Morning. Well, it's day 3, or is it day 2? I'm not quite sure. But yeah, we pitched up at Bottisford Wharfs last night. Not the flattest of spots, but it was still a good space, uninterrupted. Bit of road noise, not too far by, but that wasn't too bad. Slept really well. Can't even remember going to sleep once I'd eaten my meal. It was probably only just gone 9, and then I didn't wake up till 6 o'clock this morning. Leisurely start, packed up, had breakfast, and now we're heading for the last 9 miles into Grantham, ready for a 12 o'clock pickup. It's been a good walk. Yesterday was very tough on my feet. My ankle injury, although it was aching, managed to cope. Unfortunately, I developed a blister on each heel, which has been quite painful, and my pace really dropped off yesterday, but I can still hobble. Pete's got a few blisters on his toes, but he's managed to keep his pace. He was pretty shattered as well last night, so yeah, it's been a really good little weekend. Done some mileage, which was nice. I've not done any serious mileage since I came off the southwest coast path, so very pleased with my progress. I think I'm going to be ready for my next trip sooner than later, so all good. Right, speak to you later. Now approaching the Muston Bridge and the Muston Bridge weir at the back. It's the first weir we've seen. Lead on, I'll follow. Promise. We've reached Grantham. This is where the canal is severed by the A1 and all the roads and industrial estate that's in this area. Not much further to go now, about half a mile. Right, so we've reached the end of the Grantham Canal, 33.5 miles from the banks of the Trent at the City Ground in Nottingham, all the way through the Vale of Belvoir, and we've arrived at the currently end of the Grantham Canal in Earlsfield in Grantham, 33.5 miles later.